Well, welcome to Cooking with Andrea. Today we're going to be making a great sandwich. It's a chicken Parmesan sandwich on garlic bread that's toasted in my pan. So we're going to get started here. I have a cup of seasoned breadcrumbs. I'm going to put another cup, that's 2 cups. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a panko. So I'm going to get almost a cup of panko. No, I'm going to get a whole cup of panko, because I want the sandwich to have a lot of crunch. So I've got 2 cups of seasoning, breadcrumbs, 1 cup of panko, and I'm going to put a 1/3 cup of Parmesan cheese, just like this. I use this one. And then I'm going to go to my seasons. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take a teaspoon of oregano. Now, my breadcrumbs are already seasoned, but you know me, I like flavor. Season. So I'm going to do it that way. So it is 1 teaspoon of oregano, 1 teaspoon of basil. It's going to be delicious. It's going to give it a little delicious burst of flavor when you bite into it. And the reason I'm using the panko is the panko is going to give it a little crunchy crisp, because we're making it a sandwich. So I want it to have a little bit more of a crunch so that in my sandwich it does not get soggy. So I'm just taking these little Parmesan pieces that I can see. I don't know if you can see them, but I just have a few. Just making sure they're all crumbled. I want to get that Parmesan in there because that Parmesan adds a little bit of saltiness and just a good flavor. It just adds that salty goodness of the Parmesan cheese into my breadcrumbs. Yum. Looks delicious. Okay, so that's done. Excellent. I got a lot of stuff on my counter today because I want to show you. And then what we'll do is after we get everything made, we'll go to break, get everything cleaned up, and then we'll come back and start frying. Okay, so I just have about a half a cup of flour, white flour, all purpose. That's going to be just to dredge my chicken in. I'm going to get 2 eggs. And we're going to beat them. Okay, I'm going to use this, and I'm just going to beat it. I'm not going to season it or anything because I have a lot of seasoning right there. And then I made my marinara, spaghetti sauce, whatever you want to call it. It is from scratch. We call it a marinara for this kind of a dish. I use it as spaghetti sauce too when I have lots of tomatoes, and I had lots of tomatoes from my garden. I was so happy. So I just got this all mixed up. So we're ready there. This is my extra plate to put my chicken on once we bread it here. So I'm going to go like this and like this. I'm going to take my chicken. I need another fork. I went ahead and cut my chicken. I had 2 breasts here. I cut it and it made... I'm going to move my pans for a minute. It made 3 chicken, the 3 pieces of chicken breast, or the 2 pieces of chicken breast made 3 for me. So this is perfect. I need 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go like this. Try not to be messy. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to grab a chicken breast. And I just basically took a nice fat chicken breast, boneless, skinless. I get it at Winco, and I pay a good price for it. So I love it, and I love the way the chicken comes out because this chicken, maybe in probably about 400 or 500, maybe even 1,000 pieces. I've only had 3 that had the little extra stuff on the side of the chicken where it is kind of tough. That's a good ratio. Let me tell you, that's a good ratio. Because that's my only problem with chicken breast is sometimes chicken breast can be dry, or it has that weird like cartilage stuff on it, you know. So then I'm gonna go like this, Put it like that. And I'm going to go straight to breadcrumbs. So I take and I dip mine in egg, flour, egg, and then breadcrumbs. Don't have to do it that way. A lot of people just go ahead and dip it in flour, egg, and then breadcrumbs. But this is just the way I learned to do it. Okay, so this is what, and I like a nice, because I'm making a sandwich, but I do like my chicken. I'm not going to tell a lie. I do like my Parmesan like that. Okay, so I'm going to get another piece, and I'm going to go egg, and I'm going to go flour, just making sure you guys can see, just putting the flour on it. And, you know, I try not to use as much flour because I can just get my flour container out and put more flour if I need it. But what I try to do is make sure that, you know, I don't waste because things are expensive. And I don't want to teach somebody how to waste something. We can always go back for more. The only thing that's important, the reason I did as much as I did here for my breading, though, is your seasons will be off, you know, so I don't want your seasoning to be off. That's why I did what I did. 2 cups of that, and then we're good. 2 cups of breadcrumbs, and then 1 of the nice crunchy panko. Because I feel that if I don't do it that way for you guys, then you won't get the right measurements. It won't be as flavorful, because this is super delish. And it's flavorful. And you don't have to do a sandwich. Like, say you're not into bread. Just do this. Eat this. This would be a nice hearty meal right there. Or do a traditional with your pasta. And that would be excellent. There's so many fun ways to make this. And we like sandwiches in my family. We're big sandwich people. We've always been sandwich people. My mom and dad love sandwiches, so they raised us to love sandwiches. My dad always loved the Dagwood sandwich, so my mom would make him a Dagwood sandwich. We always liked to cook. Our family liked to cook. Mom, Dad, me. It's so funny. Everybody says, though, I'm the best cook. My mom says, oh, where'd you learn how to make this? I go, you showed me. She goes, I never cooked this good. So it's kind of cool. Moms are great. They always give you great compliments. Okay, so let's go ahead and drain the egg off. And we're just going to cover it in flour. And like I said, I have plenty of flour here. I don't even need any more. And like I said, it was probably a cup, because this is quite a bit of chicken. But I love the way it comes out this way. And I'll tell you something too. Like, say you want to have this dish. I have a food saver. Do you know these cutlets right here? I could take and save these cutlets right now, so the next time I want to make these, I do not have to do this work I'm doing right now. I suggest to everybody, get a vacuum food sealer. That thing is amazing. It's really not that expensive, to be honest. I bet you that's one of my best tools I have in my kitchen, in all honesty. Okay, so I would suggest everybody get one. And then there's your prep work. All your prep work is gone. You do it one day, you'll have this dish another time, and you'll be good to go. Okay, these are nice and coated really, really well. Okay, here we go. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, I'm going to take and I'm going to move this mess. And I'm going to show you one thing. Okay, so the next thing, I always make a mess when I'm cooking, but I love to cook, so it's worth cleaning. Okay, so here's my beautiful, beautiful chicken. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in my freezer for just a second. while I explain everything else. Always put everything in my freezer because what happens is if you put it in your freezer and it's nice and cold, it will just fry so well. Okay, so now I'm going to show you my marinara. I made my marinara from scratch. You do not have to. If I didn't have the tomatoes and grew my own tomatoes, bell peppers, and onions, I would not make my own marinara sauce. I would do my packet of spaghetti sauce if I felt that, or I would just go buy a jar of marinara. So I'm just going to put it in here to start warming. And I'm going to turn it on medium. And then I'm going to get my pan. So I was blessed enough, even though we had crickets hit us really bad this year, my bell peppers are really small, but I took them anyway. So I took bell peppers, I took my beautiful little tomatoes. I got so many of these versus my big tomatoes. And then I took a few big tomatoes and I took some onion, some oregano, some basil, and some just general Italian seasoning with some garlic. And this is what I made. We'll try it, but this is what it looks like. I didn't get very much. That's all I got from all the tomatoes I had. But like I said, we got hit pretty bad this year with crickets. So I'm going to turn my pan on low medium. And I'm going to take my bread out. I'm only going to do probably one sandwich for you, but we need two. So I'm going to take some butter and some garlic spread. And we're going to go ahead. I'm just going to cut my buns in half. Oh, and I'll tell you another secret. You know my vacuum sealing machine that I have? This, you put your bread in it, and it keeps your bread. Look, I have no freezer burn. This is the bread I used for my chicken Caesar salad sandwich. So just to let you know how serious this is, that machine is worth every penny. I put it in here when I took it out because I wanted to unthaw it before I actually started cooking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this first bun because I don't want to keep you on camera too long. And then what I'll do is clean up, get everything warmed, get my oil going. I have about a cup of oil in the bottom of my pan there. And then as soon as everything else is warm and hot and the bread is almost done, we'll come back and fry together so we can assemble. So I got a generous amount of garlic spread. Beautiful garlic spread. This is going to make my bread have flavor. And it's going to make it nice and toasty, because what I want is a good toast on my bread, because if I don't get a good toast on my bread will be soggy really fast from the marinara. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and do this one off camera, get it in the pan, and we'll be back. Welcome back. Okay, oil is heating. It's getting up there really nice. Okay, our buns are done. Nice little good char on them. That's how I like mine. I want there to be a little bit, oh, you can smell the garlic on them. Smells delicious. When we went off camera, I went ahead and pulled 2 pieces of provolone out, and I have some Parmesan cheese that I went ahead and I shaved, because as soon as my cutlets come out, my chicken Parmesan comes out, I'm going to drop a little bit on that for flavor. And then we're going to use our provolone for our sandwich. The reason I use provolone for the sandwich is it will help my bread not become mushy from the sauce. But yet you need enough sauce, or what you can do, like I say, is I always give a little side sauce so you could dip if you'd like to dip. Okay, I'm going to check my oil to see. Yep, it's ready. It is ready. Okay, I have it at 390, and I'm second I need to drop it though. After the cold gets all heated up, I need to drop the heat so it doesn't burn my oil. Although I'm kind of lucky because I'm doing all 3 right now. I have them a little cramped, but they'll be just fine. There's enough room in there. But I just want you to see how I do them. This is such an inexpensive, that bag of chicken, probably I get 8-9 pieces, and always that bag of chicken, I can cut them in half. So if I get, say even 6 or 7 pieces, I have 14 pieces of chicken when it's all said and done. So I'm good to go. That's a good deal for $6.82. And honestly, normally I only pay $4.98 for those bags of chicken at Winco. That's the only place I can find them right now. But that's normally how much I pay. That's a good deal. Then my provolone, my Sargento, a lot of times Sargento's on sale. Get 2 or 3 together and it's great. And like I said, bottle of marinara, nice and inexpensive, but this one I happen to make. That's why I'm using this one. So I'm just letting it cool down just a little bit so that it'll have a little bit more thickness to it. Because if I keep it on the stove, it'll get thinner and thinner. So what I need to do is, because the Parmesan chicken will come out really nice and hot, and I'll go ahead and load my bread. I'm letting my bread cool because I don't want my bread to be soft. Not like a nice hoagie sandwich roll. I want it to have some body. Otherwise, it'll sog up real fast. Not good. And then the way I layer mine just makes it that way. I'm using the same plate as the chicken was on. And what I'm going to do is just let this chicken continue to cook. You know what? I'm going to flip it for you so you can see it. See the golden? Absolutely gorgeous. Looks nice. This one's going to need a little bit more, but let's take a look at this one. This was my first piece put in. Let's see here. Absolutely beautiful. So we'll go ahead and we'll fry this, and as soon as this is done frying, we'll come back and assemble our sandwich. Okay, welcome back. So I just pulled them all out, and I'm going to just go like this. And this is all I did was put that Parmesan. This Parmesan pecorino is a little salty. I'll give it a little salty bite. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and we're going to get started right here. And then I'm going to use this one right here. So what I'm going to do is it looks delicious. I'm just going to pick it up with my hand. It won't bother me. It's not too hot for me. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the sauce right over. And then I'm going to do something weird. I do this. Because I like my cheese kind of melty. So when I'm making like sandwiches like this, or I'm making, what's another good one? Like a French dip with cheese on it. I like my cheese set over kind of melty. I want it to not be too melty, but I want it to be melty. I do that with my Philly cheese too, because I love the way it makes the Philly cheese taste. So I'm going to stir this up, and then what I can do is, because I'm using a provolone, it's a strong cheese. But I don't want it over melted, because sometimes I think when people over melt the cheese, you know, it doesn't have a chance to give the full body. And then not only that, I can put more sauce on this. Okay, so that's my little weird quirk. But remember, this is Andrea's way of making her chicken Parmesan for sandwich for her family. You know, I say I'm just trying to give one idea, just like when I look at all my people that I watch, I need a different idea. I work all day. It gets old after a while. I'm trying to figure out, what the heck am I going to do for dinner? What am I going to serve my family that's not the same old, same old? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my sandwich over here. And you want a little bit of drip drip. This is a perfect sandwich. So I don't want to bite into this thing, but I want to try the chicken. And I'm going to dump it in the marinara, because I'm going to use that for my picture. Chicken is cooked absolutely perfect. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a little dab. You hear the crunch? Absolutely fabulous. Like I said, use the marinara you like the best. And you try this sandwich. It's a good sandwich. I'm going to add just a little bit more dipping sauce just in case you'd like some more. Delicious. If you like the content, if you would please like, share, and subscribe, I would be most grateful. Thank you all, and I hope you all have a blessed day and a blessed week. And let me get my sauce on here. Or let me just show you how it looks with no. That's how it looks. Just like that. And then, like I say, just add your own little sauce to it. Give everybody a nice little plate to do some dipping if they like. Thank you.